Well, earlier in the show, we had an opportunity to talk with President Corriveau about Assumption's Rome campus, and now joining us to give us a firsthand experience about the Rome program is Katelyn Corriveau. Thank you so much for being with us, Katelyn.
Thanks for having me.
Maybe talk about what made you decide to get involved in this program and to venture out into Rome.
Well, it seemed like such a great opportunity coming into Assumption College as a freshman. I remember sitting down for my freshman orientation, seeing the Rome campus, introductions for the school, and I was really excited to see such an opportunity, and it was so easy to apply, it was easy to get in, it was easy to have such a great opportunity to study abroad and still have it be your own actual school. Yeah. It was a level of comfort behind it too, knowing that it was your school you were going to.
Now, did you do any pre-planning, or what was it like leading up to going over there?
Well, I definitely had to have a long sit down with my suitcase, figure out how I was going to bring everything back with me and plan ahead in that sense. But in terms of planning for courses, it was very easy. All the courses that I needed to take for my core requirements were classes that were offered over there. And I was curious in languages anyway, so it was nice to pick up an Italian minor while I was abroad.
Excellent, excellent. What was your initial reaction going to the Rome campus? And do you remember your first
Oh, most definitely. It was shock and awe. Rome is such a big city, and I had never been on a plane prior to traveling, and so it was such a unique experience to just being overwhelmed with all the sights and feelings and even just the smells of the city itself. The campus, though, was so great because as soon as we walked in, it felt like home. We had our own campus and our own dorms, and yet we still saw the Assumptionist brothers and the sisters. They greeted us, and they were so friendly, and they made the transition into entering into a whole new world so easy and relaxed. It was very nice.
And President Corriveau was talking about the community aspect too. Maybe if you could talk about that and what that was like, sort of being in this community in Rome.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, it felt like a family atmosphere when we moved in. It was so nice to have people from your campus that you knew, professors that you might have seen around on campus, but it didn't necessarily mean that you were close with them prior to leaving. And so we grew closer every day with our classrooms and our environment, traveling the city together, getting lost like little ducklings in a big city. And it was also really nice having the Assumptionist brothers and sisters there because they were, in a sense, a feeling of family and a connection to back home that some people felt like they had the longing for after a couple months of being over there. And one experience that I really enjoyed was for Thanksgiving, because we didn't celebrate it over there in Italy. We had the Assumptionists come over to our kitchen and our dinner and our little dining room, and we set up a big feast for everyone, and it was such a great opportunity and experience, and just felt like family. It was great.
What would be like a typical day or a week in Rome that you could take us through?
Oh, a typical day.
If it is typical.
I mean, every day was a little bit different and unique, but I would say we wake up in the morning, we had fresh baked pastries from our chef, and that was always such a special treat to see what we'd get in the morning. And then we'd have our Italian classes. We'd all hustle down to the bus, get on San Gregorio, take the bus 918, drive past the Vatican every single morning. Wow. Go to classes, go meet out with our professors, and that was another great opportunity, was that the city became our classroom. We would meet up with our professor, and she'd tell us, okay, next class, we're going to go meet at the Borghese Gallery. Okay, we'll see you there at 4 o'clock. And, we search through the city together as classmates and as our own little family, and we go hunting down, trying to find where we need to go. So every day it seemed to be a new adventure throughout the city.
That's great. I know you just recently got back, but maybe if you could reflect on your time there, how you think that will be something that you can look back on fondly and also enhance your life, your education while you're in college.
Without a doubt. There's a lot of things that I learned while I was abroad. One of the biggest things was that I became more independent as a person, as an individual, in the sense that I was able to trust myself, knowing that, okay, I'm a young adult, I can handle, traveling down past the Vatican, trying to get to class on my own. And I really appreciated learning from that aspect and made me grow as an individual in that sense. And another thing that I reflect back on it is that I really got to learn to appreciate all the opportunities that I have in life and how grateful I am for such a privilege it was to be abroad, to live in Italy for 4 months while still going to the same school, having some of the same professors, and having friends with me along the whole way. It was great, and I built a lot of new relationships from it as well.
Excellent. What's favorite thing out of your whole experience, maybe? One or two.
Okay. My favorite thing would have to be I went down to Sicily on a weekend trip. and I went parasailing off of a mountain.
Wow.
And that was such a big risk taking, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go for it. When else am I going to have an opportunity like this in my life? And it was beautiful. It was absolutely amazing.
Well, it sounds like an incredible experience for you, and I'm sure you'd recommend it to other people.
Most definitely, without a doubt. I recommend for anyone, any college student, to study abroad if they can. It's such a great opportunity you'll never get again in your life.
Well, thanks for sharing your experience with us, and continued good luck in your studies. I know you're a junior and you're working your way to graduation, but thank you for coming in and talking to us.
Thank you for having me.